Guys, welcome to my new channel. And before we continue, let me just say, y'all can never say I don't ever listen to you, because my group on Instagram, guys, do you think I should start another channel to tell my life stories, my chit chat, the things that I make up on my brain, my little, I don't know, me kind of weird. So you want me to do a channel where we can talk about them things there? And over 500 people voted to me to the channel. This was yesterday. And see me here today is Sunday, and I record the first video. So you can't say me not listen to it now. What can you expect from this channel? This is not a serious channel. It's a very unserious channel. This is a very, very unserious channel. Do not expect no sensible thing to go on over here. My sensible channel is Anna Novia. If you want, profound, I'm gonna eat this. This is my unwind, relax channel where I'm telling my story them. I'm telling things I'm gonna learn. I mean, every now and then you hear something sensible because it's based off of my life experiences, but nobody come home and tell them the standards and I don't want to be held to no standards, right? Now, let's jump into it. The very first video I'm gonna do is about a story. I'm gonna tell you a story about the very first money man that I dated. And before we continue, let me just explain. This is not one of those videos where I'm gonna tell you, say, yeah, meet the man on my book, say my wife and then something like, no. It's not like that, okay? It's not. It's still interesting, but it's not that. So I don't want to disappoint you. Let me just give you that disclaimer from now. But let's get started. Yay! The next disclaimer is, if you know me in real life, so my memory is absolute shit, right? I remember things. I remember what I eat yesterday. So I'm gonna tell you these stories and I'm gonna include the salient facts, but I'm gonna embellish so that the story flows. For example, I remember when I go yesterday, I'm gonna tell you I go Saturday, because it flew for me to tell you I go Saturday. But the salient point are going to be the same, right? So now that out of the way, I can't wait to start the story. So I'm just rush and put all of them things here. And by the way, since I'm not telling you I must start the channel, please subscribe. Please subscribe right now. Please subscribe right now. And please press the notification bell. Okay, thank you. So let's get started. I was 23 years old, asterisk. I don't actually remember how old I was. I was 23 years old, wink wink, and I was still working at the last law firm the last law firm I worked at before I left law. Now, I don't remember what it happened, but I did it up at TGI. And I think it's important for me to explain my backstory. Because I realized, literally in the moment, that there are a lot of people who are not familiar with me. So the story probably not gonna even make sense if I'm gonna give it a backstory. So I'm gonna take the next 2 minutes and give a backstory as to who I am so the story can make sense, right? No. Me never grew up uptown. Me is not an uptown girl. I'm not an uptown girl, okay? I grew up in Greater Portmore. Greater Portmore is still near and dear to me. In fact, if you say anything about Greater Portmore, I'm probably gonna go after you because I'm very defensive about my Portmore, right? I spent my whole growing up life in Portmore. I born at UA Hospital, and from that, I lived my whole life at Portmore until I left for law school. That's to say that I never did grow up in a money. But also, let me just make it very clear, so I never did suffer at all. My mother used to cook fried chicken. She used to cook curry chicken. She used to cook rice and peas. She used to cook porridge. She used to cook egg. Like, she used to cook all the things. And it's not like I could ever say I not go to school, come and have bus fare, or I have uniform. No. If there's one thing I can say that is at the front of my mind that I need to be as a parent, is I need to instill in my kids the importance of education, because my parents did not play about that. Like, my father physically, literally died trying to provide for us to make sure our school fee was paid and all that jazz, okay? So education, we never play. Anywhere them are gonna find it from, them are gonna find it so we can go to school and so we not suffer. You understand? Got it? Not like I was rolling about in money and all this, but we never did suffer. Now, having explained that, the next thing I need to explain is that I went to Wilmer's, and if you know Wilmer's is like the perfect melting pot of the different areas of society. You have the uptown people, you have the downtown people, you have the middletown people, you have the people all living in St. Thomas, in Mobile, in Portmore, in Olava, all over the place. Literally all coming into one melting pot, which is Wilmer's. So I used to have friends who uptown, me a friend from all over. I used to sit down and hear them story, but them I say, oh, you know them have a little get together, drink up this weekend. And I say, hey, you have also pool where have get together. Or them go up Portland. This is before me even was a port. You know the lagoon, I never even know about the lagoon exists. Them tell me, yeah man, we go up on the lagoon. Me and Chad. And I say, hey, that sound cool. Let me so love me like uptown friend them, you know, come here. It's like I live through them. Them I tell me say, yeah, I just want to have a little drink. I say, Bumba. Me know say in the back of my head, if my mother ever see me, I even hold on back like white rum, she clap I mean on my head back with that. But I'm like, wow, I love hearing like a story them, you know. So anyway, I say all of this to say, I did hear about the things then, but I never did experience them. So it's not like, me I say, Bumba, uptown things, I don't know about uptown things, but I just never experienced it. Now, fast forward back to the story. At this point, in the story, when I was 23 and I'm still at the firm, I never ever date no money man, no uptown man. They just date like my same situation is who I would have dated, if that makes sense. So now, it was a random day, work day, and I remember this because it was like 2 p.m., 3 p.m.-ish, where it was a work day, so the TGI did empty. I don't know what did happen at the firm, but something did happen at work, and I just need a breather, so I'm taking myself on the TGI Fridays. Now, did I have money for you to cook up in a TGI Fridays every day? No, but you know, your girl had strategies. But I have milk a strategy then. So for example, I order fries and tenders. Or instead of for alcohol, I don't know cocktail, I order white rum with water and bitters. You know, cause white rum cheap as shit. And the bitters and the lime make it taste good. So I'm used to drink that, you know. But I have milk a strategy then. Or when I don't have money, I go in and order tea. You know, like yeah, I remember headache type of thing. But I just want to come hang out. But I have milk a strategy then. So anyway, this time I'm there in a TGI, I sit down and I was the only one at the bar. There's nobody else at the bar. TGI was, hold on, I need to turn on the light. I don't know where the sun gone a while ago, so I had to come turn on the light. But essentially what I was saying was, I went to TGI in the middle of the week. It was like probably, let's say a Wednesday at like 2 o'clock. It was empty as shit. I was the only one at the bar. Now, coming like attention, I usually come sit down at the middle of the bar, I sit down like at the end. So you'll have to kind of look for find me, but this time I sit down because I'm like, I'm impatient as shit. I'm gonna want to sit down on my table, I have to signal the plane, forget service. But then I sit down at the bar, I can just hold on my head and say, hey George, can I get this please? Da, 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 da. So anyway, imagine my surprise, me sit down at the bar in my corner, and this man walking, come sit down right next to me. Right next to me. I forget to mention, so I was an introvert at the time. I'm still an introvert, that's a whole other story. But, sir, him come sit down right next to me. And I'm like, I don't look at him. I'm just there like, really? Look how much seats, did he? And he comes down right beside of me. Him walking like him own the place. I know that we're still friends, so I know him now. It's like funny as shit because it is so him. Him walking like him own the place. Him ask to remote them. Him change all like TV them, because at that time the TV them at the front, to some sports game, I think like basketball or something. And all of them they know him and them I run joke with him and me I say anyway, then I play with myself, play irks. Me not play with my phone, do whatever me I do on my phone, you know, like when you're there on a restaurant by yourself, you do whatever, you play on the phone. So I was doing that, and Georgette comes in and she asked me what I want to drink. So I tell her I want my regular rum with the white, with the water, the bitters, and Homeboy, so Georgette puts it down. Then I hear out of nowhere, homeboy says to me, very first thing ever in life, he says to me, what kind of demon you fight? The very first thing he said to me ever in life was not hello, not hi, not how are you, but what kind of demon this year fight? And so, I mean, it was funny. So I laughed. And I'm a natural laugher, okay? So I'm a laugh. But still never want in no conversation with him because, you know, sir, not the time. But also, I'm a psycho. So in my head, I'm like, I still did not look at him yet. You know, I was just, you know, you. But I never look on him properly. I never even look on him, actually, yet. And in my head, before I look on him, I said, Bomba, this is my husband. Why is this your husband? I don't know. This just feels like some storybook shit. Like, this is what they say in the story. This is a perfect opening line. Like, what kind of demon are you fighting? Perfect. Yeah. Obviously, this is how I'm gonna meet my husband, because I'm psycho like that. Like, duh. So now I'm like, oh my God. Like, I wonder what he looks like. Da. Oh my God. And then I turn and I look at him and I was like, he was not my type. He wasn't ugly, but he just was not my type at all. And so that actually worked in my favor, because how I am even up to now is, if I do not like you, I am witty as shit. I'm funny as shit. I'm the best time. So if I ever go with you and you're like, oh my God, this is the greatest time ever, I do not like you. But if I like you, yeah, I don't know what it is, but that's just what it was. So he was there asking me questions and stuff. I was answering, but I wasn't asking nothing back, because I kind of just wanted to, you know, chill. But after a while, I realized that he was a good guy. Like, he was funny as shit. And so, you know, eventually I warmed up to him and we started talking. You see, for the next 45 minutes, it was like literally like we were best friends. Like, I knew this guy all my life. And I know you hear it all the time, but it genuinely felt like I knew this guy all my life. And it wasn't a pretend type thing, because it's been how many years? 3, 7, it's been 8, 9 years now, probably even 10 years now. It's been probably 10 years now, 9, 10 years now. And he's still the same person who I, you know, met that time. So I know it wasn't like a pretend thing. I just genuinely felt like we were best friends. Like, in 45 minutes, we're talking about everything, we're laughing, it was a great time. And then the food that we ordered, he ordered something that I'd never had before. It came in, he was there like eating, and he's like, oh my God, this is so good, you should try it. And I'm like, nah, because them time I was like all about my body yaddy. Like, I had the body yaddy, y'all. Like, no, I ain't got no body yaddy, but y'all know, back in the day, I was body yaddy queen, right? Like, I was counting fries and shit. I was like, can't have more than 17 fries, 18 fries. No, we're gonna leave one fry on the plate. Like, I was obsessed as shit. If I had a bagel for breakfast, I couldn't have no tenders chicken, because it was breaded. And you know where breading comes from? Bread. You know what is bread? Carbs. I was obsessed. So I'm there like, oh no, da da da. He's like, no, try it. It tastes so good. And I'm like, all right, I'll try a piece. It tasted so good. I was like, yo, Bomba, this tastes so good. He's like, yeah, have more. And took out more and put on my plate. And I saw where we are going. And I'm like, this is a great time. To the point where it is now like after work people are coming. After work people are coming. And I'm like, holy shit. That's when I remembered that I had a job to go to, because I forgot about time. I'm telling you, I forgot about time and everything. So Mr. people are coming now, and I'm like, Bomba, I have to go. So he's like, so you're not gonna give me your number? And I'm like, we'll see. Which usually when I don't want to give you my number, I say we'll see, knowing we'll never see. And then he says to me, well, if you're not gonna give me your number, I'll give you my card. And if you decide to message me, if you decide you want to talk to me, you can message me or give me a call. So at this point, I did not know who this guy was at all. I didn't know no corporate people. I didn't know no uptown people. I didn't know no money people, right? Except for my boss. But he gave me his card. He slid his card on the table thing. I looked at it and I was like, oh, okay. Okay. Wow, cool. He was some big position in some big company. I was like, poor little me. I'm like, oh my God. Like, if I date this guy, like, you probably need a whole 500 security passes to go to his office and shit. Like, that's gonna be so movie-like. But at the same time, I was like, oh well, head to the card. And then I went back to work, and I'll make a whole other video. That's a whole other story about what my work was like. It stressed me the shit out. And so by the time I went there and a couple days passed, I forgot about this guy completely until a few days after that, I remembered again. And I was like, holy shit. So I shot him a message on WhatsApp when I had WhatsApp. I don't have WhatsApp right now. That's a whole other story. But I shot him a message on WhatsApp, and I said something witty, and you know, we started talking, and it was such a great, we always have a great time when we talk, right? We're great conversationalists. Conversationalists. So anyway, he finally asked me on a date. When he asked me on a date, of course I was excited to go on a date with him, but also I was nervous as shit. Not nervous because I was like, oh my God, you know, like I really want him. It wasn't like that. It was more like, what if he doesn't think I'm enough? Like, I drove Betsy. What is he gonna say when he sees Betsy? What is he gonna say when, you know, I don't shop and I don't have no designer clothes, none of that shit. Like, a guy like him, probably he's gonna want some, you know, like, what if I'm just not enough for this guy? And I started getting in my head, I started getting nervous as shit, and it was like, I really started getting in my head to the point where the night of the date, the date was at Terra Nova, the formal part, the restaurant formal part. It was the night of the date. He said he's gonna pick me up, and the way how I was nervous, I put on my shirt back way, not like inside out. I mean, like the back of my shirt is this. It was round here, like it was back way. And the way how I was nervous, I was wearing stiletto heels. My feet were trembling as shit. Now, I come outside of the building and I see his car. At this point, I did not know what he drove, but I saw his car. It was a sports car. No, I don't know I don't know cars at all, okay? But he had it was a low sports car. You know why this is important? This is important because before I get to why it's important, something else embarrassing happened. I know regular Jamaican cars, the driver is on the right-hand side and the passenger goes on the left-hand side. So the way how I was nervous, I wasn't even looking. I wasn't paying attention. I was just focused so hard on getting to the left-hand side of the passenger seat. I didn't even notice that he was trying to talk to me. So I'm going, because he saw me going around. So I guess he was trying to prevent that. So I go around and I'm trying to like open his driver's seat. And then obviously I could see him very clearly at that point. And I was like, oh shit, I was so embarrassed. Because again, I was really in my head. So I was like, it's so obvious that I'm not an uptown girl. Uptown girls would know that this is the wrong side. Which is now my 31-year-old self. I'm like, I just wish I could have a conversation with my 20-year-old self. Like, I just want to slap her in her head back. But anyway, I was like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. Now that I'm thinking about it, my 31-year-old self would say, sir, if you're watching this video, why did you not come out of the car and open my door? That is the standard, right? But anyway, so I go around the right side now, and the correct side. And remember, I'm 5'8". I was wearing like probably 4 or 5 inch heels, and the car is low as shit with bucket seats. This is the worst thing, like worst thing ever. Even now, I would never own something like this because I don't want to be looking like no man bouncing in and out of the car, because there's no such thing as coming out of a sports car with bucket seats in a dainty way at all. You have to have the strength of Hercules. Your quads and thighs have to be so strong that you can lift up the whole planet just on your quads and thighs. It's so hard. So I'm there like literally on the ground now because it's that deep. I'm on, you know, like half of my body is on the seat and my hand is like on the ground type shit. Probably not the ground, but you know what I mean. I'm trying to get in the car. So embarrassing. So I come in the car now and he's laughing at me. But like not in the ha, but it's more like how our relationship was, you know, he was laughing at me. So I came in the car, and when I saw him laughing at me, that's when I started calming down, which was so weird because it should have made me not calm down. But I just started calming down. We started laughing together. We drove to the spot, to the restaurant, and let me pause this to tell you guys, yo, I was like, when he told me where we're going on the date, remember, I don't know about wine and them shit. Like, I never grew up with that. Like, My father used to drink Heineken, Guinness. He never drank Red Stripe. It was Heineken and Guinness. That's what he used to drink. And my mother used to make us like carrot juice and stuff like that. Don't drink no wine. She would have drink her the wine that come from Christmas wine. She drink that wine. But like, we're not drinking no 1967. We never drink none of that shit. But I knew that in my mind. I was like, this is a money man. Because remember, I knew where he worked and all this, and his title. You could research him and shit. Like, he was Googleable. So I was like, this kind of man, he's gonna order wine and stuff, and I have to look like I know about. Because what's he gonna say if I don't look like I know about? So, you know, before the date, right after he told me where we're going, I go on Google, and I Google I Google like the hardest pronounced wine names, like the most difficult wines, like shit like that. And I saw Cabernet Sauvignon. I didn't want no Merlot. I was like, that's too easy. I was like, give me the two worded, hard ass to pronounce ass names of wines and shit. So I was there for days, like I washing plate, practicing Cabernet Sauvignon, bathing, practicing Cabernet Sauvignon. I'm sweeping Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Sauvignon. Cabernet Sauvignon. That was me. Like, it was even our song and shit. Like, I was practicing, okay? So it's now the date. We sit down, and the maitre d' or waiter or somebody, I forget his name, he comes in and he asks me what would I like to drink, and I'm like, this is my time to shine, y'all. They don't know I've been practicing for this shit for days. So I'm like, can I please have Cabernet Sauvignon? No, 31-year-old me who drinks Cabernet Sauvignon all the time. I'm like, you sounded dumb as shit. Cause you saying, can I get Cabernet Sauvignon? It's like you saying, can I have soda? Like, there's so many different types of soda. So anyway, I was like, can I have Cabernet Sauvignon? And he's like, oh, Cab Sav? And then I was like, you I know you're lying. After I practiced Cabernet Sauvignon all these days, you're telling me regular Cabernet Sauvignon people say Cab Sav? I was like, I was about to yeet this man, because I'm like, you better say Cabernet Sauvignon, because my whole practice not going to the drain. Anyway, he asked me what type, but I was like, just give me your best one. When it came, tasted like shit, because if you know Cabernet Sauvignon, if you know Cab Sav, it's something that you have to get. It's an acquired taste. It's like coffee, you know? So, I mean, I was just like, tastes so good. Tastes like shit. Tastes so good. Tastes even more like shit. And then they asked me what I wanted to eat. Remember, steak wasn't a thing. So now that I'm on this date, obviously, money people would have said, I want steak. And if you want to look like you're money people too, you would naturally order steak. But I wanted to go one up. I wanted to show that, sir, I can roll with you. You know how you know I can roll with you? Not only am I going to order steak, but I'm also going to order shrimp. The thing on the thing that says surf and turf, that's what I want. He didn't even notice. After all that, he didn't even notice. He ordered some generic ass shit. And I'm like, then I said it's there. Sir, I've little brought up sinner. I said it's there. But who was I to tell the man to have brought up say I don't have the money? That's when I was like, that's when I started really liking that man. Like, actually really liking him is when I realized this is not like I thought I had him down pat. No, he's very complex. Like, everything that I would think he would do or say or order, it would just be different. Like, different. And I was like, if you know me, the way to my heart is through intellect. Like, if you stimulate me mentally, and you're funny, I don't care what you look like. Just be mentally, intellectually stimulating and funny. Me and you, this. Anyway, so we had a great time at dinner, amazing time, to the point where he, after the bill was settled and stuff, he said, I don't want us to go home yet. And I was like, okay, so what do you want to do? He says, all right, let's go have a nightcap. So remember, Terra Nova restaurant has a bar on the other side, Regency. He says, like, let's go to Regency and have like a few drinks and stuff. And I'm like, all right, cool. So we went around there. I got so comfortable with this man, y'all. I got so comfortable with him that we're laughing and stuff. And I'm like, no, telling him everything. I was like, yo, I'm gonna level with you. Even I was so nervous that even my shirt I put on back way. And he's like, yeah, I noticed it looked weird. Ha ha ha. And I'm like, and you never tell me nothing. And he's like, no, because I figured, I don't know, you're probably this fashion or some shit. And I'm like, no, I was just nervous. I didn't notice it was back way until we're having dinner. And I'm like, I couldn't go in the bathroom and change it because then it would be so obvious that I did something to the top. And we're there laughing and stuff. And we're having a great time to the point where it was literally like it was late. So we're walking back. This time he opened the door for me and he's like, you know, I would really want to kiss you right now, but I'm like, oh, tell if I go wear that the red paint upon your lip. I was wearing like a bright red lipstick, and he's like, just like how I said to him, said, I really would want to kiss you right now, but I'm like, oh, tell if I go wear that the bright red lipstick there. And I'm like, no, bright red paint. That's what he said, paint. And I'm like, laughing, of course, but I also did not want him to kiss me because I just didn't feel like I was there yet. I wasn't ready to, and I know it's just a kiss, but like how I am when it comes to dating or relationships and stuff, I'm slow as shit, okay? Like, I don't know if, well, I do know I have trauma. Not like that at all. Not like that at all. But for me to let people in, that is a lot for me. It's a very slow process, and I don't like doing physical things like kissing and stuff unless I feel like I'm starting to let you in. Otherwise, it's gonna feel forced. So I was happy that he didn't do it. Anyway, he drove me back home, and you know, we kept talking and stuff. We dated for years, actually, years. And yeah, he's still a cool guy. And I know y'all are gonna be like, why did you stop dating then? Because we're just better as friends. No, if you know me in real life, you know that I told you my memory is shit. So if you do something to me, yeah, I'll probably remember for like a while, like a month, 2 months. I'll remember for a while. And even if I do remember, I'm not gonna, like, I don't hate people. I don't have up people. Like, I ain't got that kind of energy. I barely have energy to go get coffee, much less to come hate you. So I don't remember, but bottom line is, you know, we're just better as friends. Not that I hate him at all. We're just better as friends, you know? And that's very, I wish more people would understand that, you know, you can decide to be friends and it not be a whole, like, I can never talk to you ever again. You know what I mean? It wasn't like that. Like, we didn't break up like, wow, let's be mature and just say, it was like that. It was very bad. But as I said, I don't remember shit at all. And yeah, anyway, now that I'm 31 years old, this guy is still my friend. And I'm realizing, not now, but like I realized a few years ago, every now and then I'll do something and it'll pop in my head and I'm like, oh, you know, he taught me that. Because one of the good things about dating him when I dated him during my formative years as a young adult, right? As I told you, I was like 22, 23, and we dated for years after that. So a lot of the business things that I learned, I can say, oh, he taught me that, that kind of thing. Even now, like when I want to do business, I want to make a business move and I'm not sure, I probably shoot him a message because one thing with me, one thing with him, he's very direct as shit. But yeah, that's really what it is. I will say that was my first relationship, my first real relationship, and he set the bar so high for me because just like that relationship showed me how much I appreciate conversation in a relationship, not just to date but to be in a relationship. I appreciate conversation, like thought-provoking conversation. I appreciate like best friend vibes. You know, I don't always want to be buttoned up. I want to come in and say, you know what I'm today? I say, bombard. Like, I appreciate things like that. I also appreciate proper dates. You know, a lot of things that I learned from him and I carried over into my next relationship, which, yeah. So that was a story. I don't know if he's gonna even watch the but obviously he knows the story because he was a part of it. But yeah, it was cool, and I'll think of more stories to tell you guys. That's it for today. Bye.